Jolene here from Home Stitchery Decor. Welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, I'm Jolene. I'm from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. I sell modern farmhouse home decor. I create most of it right here in my basement. And I also do files that I put on a different store called the Mandela SVG shop on Etsy. So in today's video, I just wanted to give a few of you an update because I've been getting some messages about, hey, what's going on? What's going on with the markets and all that kind of stuff. So I essentially have two huge Christmas markets coming up. One in November and then one in December. So for 2 weeks in November, I will be at the Millarville Ag Society Christmas Market, which is southwest of Calgary, about 25-30 minutes. And you can find the link for it in my website. It'll say local stores and markets. And then the next one I'm at is the Spruce Meadows International Christmas Market. And I don't think I put a link on my website yet, but if you look up Spruce Meadows International Christmas Market, you will find it. I will be there for 3 weeks. So the last 2 weeks of November and then the first week of December is what I'm going to be at that one. So it's huge. It's in the top 4 Christmas markets in the entire world. So I am so grateful that I got into it. I'm not going to say that I'm lucky because I've busted my you-know-what to get into that market. So in order to do this amount of stuff, I always get asked when I'm at the markets, okay, well, who's helping you do all your stuff? Nobody. Nobody is helping me do all my stuff. I did have a couple of sewing people that I had hired this summer, but they just didn't work out. Their quality wasn't up to snuff. So this is what is actually happening in my office today. This is how I actually work. And I know some people wanted to see that. So I'm just going to do a quick clip here for you to show you how I actually work. So this pile here is what I have been working on. I'm very fortunate that I have all these little extra shelves of things that I can pull out because all of my furniture is modular and it all slides one underneath another. So I've got extra storage space. So I'm working on these Christmas tea towels, and right now I'm doing the embroidery stitching along this edge. I don't know if you can see it there, but I'll pull it up there closer for you. And they're going to be super cute when they are done, but that embroidery stitching takes a little bit of time and just patience, right? So you got to do that. And then the other thing I'm making at the exact same time, which I know you're going to think is crazy, but I'm going to show you how, are soup bowl cozies. So the soup bowl cozies, I have to sew the X, and I like to do the zigzag line. So I have a second machine here that I'm sewing that on. This fourth machine over here, or third machine, I should say, over here is basically just storage right now for today. And then this machine here, once I've done the embroidery stitching and I've got to wrap around the fabric on the tea towels, then I will sew the back edge of this one. So I like to have all the machines threaded and up and running, ready to go. And then I'm able to sew on the two machines at the same time here. And I will show you that in a second. So there's 2 foot pedals underneath here. I'm quite ambidextrous. So that's a win for me. And then the other thing that I'm doing today is I am cutting out my new Christmas cards. So what happened was, I don't know if I can show you one. I purchased this download on Etsy for Christmas cards. What a ridiculous fiasco that turned out to be. They were absolute garbage, total garbage. So I didn't want to go through, purchasing Etsy files until I was blue in the face to come up with a card that I could sell. Because like when I'm at my booth and I'm selling all these sewed products that I do, lots of people want to put a card in with a gift, right? So I thought, well, why don't I have, some cards there right at my till? So that's an easy add-on item. Anyway, they were total garbage. So I've gone ahead and designed my own brand of cards. So there's 8 in the collection, and they will be available shortly on the Mandela SVG shop on Etsy. So Mandela SVG shop. That's where I sell my digital files. I was getting really confusing trying to sell them both So that's the only place that those ones will be available. They're going to be super affordable. I really want people to be able to buy some things and make some gifts for people this year. I know the whole economy is suffering, so I keep my SVG files super affordable. So go ahead and get those. Maybe I'll put a commercial license on for the cards. Typically with my mandalas, there's no commercial license, but maybe I'll put a commercial license on that you could, make these to sell at a farmer's market. So that could help out some crafters there. So I've got 8 in this series. They come with the design on the front, and then there's a card that gets an extra color that gets put into the back. So there's a few different designs here. They're all super cute. And the first thing I do when I'm going to actually work is I load up whatever I'm doing on my Cricut machine, of all things, and I push it to go over here. So I'm just going to push this to go so we can see that the design here will start cutting. There, that's going to cut. And now I'm going to get going on these 2 other projects. So this is how I produce so much stuff for the Christmas markets. I know that the embroidery stitching takes the most amount of time, so I start it next. And then the soup bowl cozies, I can kind of just watch as I'm doing this. So I'm going to start my embroidery stitching. So I've got 2 different colors of quilt cotton that I've sewn together, and then I've sewn to the back of the towel. And now I just do an embroidery stitch where the 2 meet typically, or a piece of lace or a piece of rickrack. And then I start, once this is going and everything's going well, I start sewing on this machine as well. And I can use both my foot pedals and both my sewing machines at the same time. So this is the one I need to watch the most. It needs to be perfectly straight. So I always make this machine the priority when I'm doing the soup bowl cozies. And the soup bowl cozies have a big zigzag stitch, so they pretty much beat themselves through on the machine. There's not a lot of drama going on there. So off we go to the races. We'll just sit here for a minute. So you can purchase all of my items online, the sewn items, as well, if you're interested in doing that, or you can just follow me to a farmer's market. I am a small business. I share links for everything that I do. So maybe in this video, because I'm using all this machinery, I will put links in for sewing machines that I use and for the Cricut machine. They will be in the video description, so you can click on them. YouTube has done this wonderful thing where they have blocked all of the clickable links, which I'm so grateful that they did it, because there's so many scammers that are putting links in for things that it was just bogging down YouTube, and people were getting scammed out of money and stuff. So now if you see a link in the video description, you just have to copy and paste it, just like any other link, and that'll take you to the actual places where I buy my equipment from. And then the other one, a great place is Sewing Machines Plus, so you can get the sewing machines there. But they have these massive tables there as well. They have quite a huge collection of sewing furniture. So if you want to shop through the links, that does help out my small business. Or just say hello on the video. Tell me where you're from, leave a thumbs up or a like. And I'm going to show you this embroidery here close up once I've got it done. We're about 2/3 of the way done this towel. So you can see, if you just sit your butt down and do it, it's actually really quite an effective way to work. Don't sew your finger off. You could always stop and go whichever machine you're working on. Just take your foot off the presser foot. And again, off we go. The Millarville Ag Society Christmas Market, I think that place has been open for 123 years, if you can imagine. So it's actually where they film a lot of the scenes for the TV show Heartland. If you're familiar with the TV show Heartland, anytime you see it where they're like doing rodeo events and everything's got like green and white bleachers and green and white horse stalls in it, that's Heartland shooting at the Millarville Ag Society location. So they shoot in that area around High River, Millarville, Black Diamond, Turner Valley, which I guess is now called actually Diamond Valley. So that is where this Christmas market is located at. It's quite a lovely venue to be at. And I don't think I'll have time for another soup cozy here, so this one here is coming to an end. I like to always do the embroidery right off the edge of this. And then I can pull this one out, and typically what happens is if the Cricut machine has stopped in between this embroidery, I know that the Cricut machine takes the longest out of all three of this in this process. So I can stop what I'm doing and go deal with the Cricut machine, you know, take the design off, cut it twice, whatever I need to do with that. So there is the embroidery stitching on the towel there. And yeah, that's it. This is how I work. So thanks for joining me in my studio today. You guys have a great day. And if you like the channel, hit subscribe, and we'll see you again in the next video. Bye-bye.